Guys, so there will be two videos up today. One on the Cheddar 931 channel for this video, and then another one for my entertainment channel, which is Jazzy Entertainment. As you can see by the title of this video, Crooked Payment Plans. And we all been in situations where I'm about to explain, where no matter which company you go through, they're always going to ask about bank accounts, and they're going to give you this great offer. If you give us the account, your payments will go down. You ain't got to pay much, but we all know that ain't true. And we all know the things that come with that. So I'm going to give you guys about good 3 examples. The last one is a new one that has something to do with phone companies. And they both, no matter what you look at, a lot of these companies that do, they know they're crooked. So let's go ahead and get into the video. You guys see my hand right here? It's because I'm comfortable holding it like this and this hand than I am with the other hand. So just keep that in mind. I'm sorry for that, but it's how I'm comfortable with. I'm gonna switch it or hold it down below, right? Yeah, I'll do that. So I was with Planet Fitness one time, twice. First time was with me and a friend. We shared a membership together, and along with his account, but I would make sure I would give him the money, every month. So I never missed out on that. Well, I know he got into a few things and then shut down the membership. Now, what those things were, I'm not going to say, but the membership I just couldn't understand until I finally figured out why, until I got one by myself, which will be several years later. So several years later, I got the Black Card membership, which was $20 a month. Well, that's not the case. $20 a month ain't $20 a month. And Planet Fitness is just a really fucking horrible program, man. Not the best. And why I say that? So each time I would go and they would scan my membership card, what I didn't know that they were doing when they did that, and they done this to a lot of people, which explains why a lot of people that I used to see there stopped going. And I stopped going too because of what they were doing. So each time they would scan that membership card, they would charge you. So you would get charged another $20. Now, we all know that, you pay the membership through the bank account. So at the end of the month, what I would do, I would go 5 days a week, every week out the month. I didn't know they charged. A lot of people didn't know that Planet Fitness charged when you went. So that $20 each time that you would go adds up. And that ended up adding up to $100 at the end of the month, plus the new month that comes into play that renews your membership. So they would take out $60. So they would steal $160 out of people's accounts, plus mine. Now, how did I find this out? One day it's like, well, man, we can't let you work out in here. You owe money. Oh, money? I didn't understand that. How am I owing you guys money? Right? It's like, well, no money in the account. That's bullshit. It's the first, motherfucker. I just got paid. Well, they stole money out the account, they would do that. And then I would get a bill from the bank saying I owed money. Then, yeah, please keep in mind there were other things that went. Please keep in mind about the video, why a good majority of money was missing out the so-called account that wasn't my account, but it had my money in it. Again, just about the trust and money in-depth interview. Please keep that video in mind because, that also has something to do with it. I'll link that video down in the description of this video so you guys can check that out. But I just didn't figure out why, so I left. And then when I looked at the bill from the bank, it showed Planet Fitness taking money out, and the bank would have just lit them. And they would, because banks, I even went into detail about this, about the trust and money in-depth interview. Banks, they let anybody into your account. They don't care. They don't care. I gave examples about that in that in-depth interview, but banks, they don't care. They let anybody into anyone's account because when a certain amount of money is gone and you can file a complaint about it, guess what? Them people at them banks, they get a bonus from that shit. Real talk. Look into it. So, in order for me to get out the Planet Fitness contract, I had to pay $50 from the contract and then $200 just to get out of the deal, to get rid of the account altogether. So altogether, they wanted me to pay $250 plus tax would have been $300. Just the contract and the account to get out of Planet Fitness. I ain't finna pay him that. So I let it expire over time, which it has. So you see, that's the first example when it comes to a lot of these so-called payment options and payment plans when they want bank accounts. They just want to steal your money. Then, the second example, when I was with Verizon. Boy, though, if you ask me, a lot of phone companies are crooked no matter what payment plan and option you choose. Man, they're crooked as fuck. We all go through these issues with phone companies no matter what. They're crooked. They're meant to be crooked. So, when I was with Verizon, and I ended up getting a prepaid phone that I couldn't activate for some reason with the card. Even though I could. Well, I had to go to the phone company, Verizon, to get it activated. And it was a prepaid phone. So I'd be paying no more than $50 a month. Well, what they did, they put that phone on contract with the Verizon company, right? With the building. I didn't know that. And each time my bill was due, it was good for a while until I noticed it started going up, but I couldn't figure out why that was. Because things would go up to around $65 to around $75, right? And it was a prepaid fucking phone that you could buy from dollar stores to Walmart to Targets, places like that, right? Okay. So, once that phone was starting to break down, because it did, I ended up getting a phone from the company themselves, which was for like $100, a good phone that I still have packed away. I call it Old Faithful because it held so much, I do need to get an SD card again, but before that, I really miss listening to my music. But with that, I was paying $50 a month again. But around the time, I had horrible ass internet. If you live down here in the South, it don't matter if it's summer or winter, the internet fucking connection sucks. I don't care. that's why I have this little thing I call down south internet, because it always goes out. So, when I wasn't on my phone, when I was on my phone, I would make, when I was on my phone, I wanted to make sure the Wi-Fi was working. Then when the Wi-Fi just constantly went out during the times, I made sure I wasn't on my phone so I wouldn't run up anything. Well, that don't matter, because my bill would just constantly just go up, Well, it would just go up sometimes maybe around almost $100 or so, right? Whatever. So a little bit later on, it started charging me. I was using the WhatsApp app, which is a free fucking app. But they started charging for it. They started charging. That ran up my damn bill to $338. What? All because of an app? But what played into that is because during this time, there was no internet. So I did not want to be on my phone. So because there was no internet connection, they were still running that damn data. So I had to go make a payment option. So I had to go pay that off. Then switch down to a payment option, make it prepaid. Which it did. But guess what? They wanted more money. So they wanted $128 to say we still got this bill to pay off. What bill? What bill? So I was like, look, man, can I make a payment plan or something? So I made a payment plan. I had a bit of that paid off. Well, they wanted another $128. And what it was, with those last $228, they added the phone that I switched from to the phone that came from the company itself, and added a phone that's been out of order, been out of use for a long time by then, to the phone as a phone line. What the fuck? So I left Verizon. And then once I left Verizon without them knowing about it, they kept sending me bills that went up to around not even almost, to around $500. And I remember people who were with Verizon had that same experience. And they called and they was like, you got this much money, you need to pay that, blah, 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 blah. It will cost you around $1,000 and you'll be caught up. Again, it was a foreign person. They always got foreigners, up on those lines that are in this country that are working for cheap labor. I'm like, look, you guys ain't getting a dime from me. And I remember what I said. I said, look, I broke down to them the situation. I had the proof on my end to show that I paid things off. But when that last $128, I'm like, look, man, I'm not paying that. It makes no sense for me to pay that $128 like that. So I said to them, look, man, I'm not paying it. You guys ain't getting the phone back. It's a good phone. I like listening to my music on it. If you guys want money from me that bad, then you guys are going to have to take me to court. Like, no, there's no need for it. And they hung up the phone. That was the last I heard about that. And then it's like, well, you can make this all go away if you give us the bank account. No, I ain't giving you fucking shit from my bank account. No. Because I remember hearing about people who did that and how much money that was stole from Verizon companies and how much their bill went up because of that for their phone payments. And then these people getting in trouble, if not getting threatened to be sued by the banks because they owed money to the account, money that was being stolen from phone companies, right? So then the last example, which is prior, again, man, no matter what you do, these phone companies are crooked, man. They want to get as much money as possible. They're going to pitch to you a good, something that sound really nice and sweet and shit. I ain't like that. So now, I've been with Sprint about a year, probably a year. I just got a phone from Sprint themselves, like another phone, right? One I had, I drug out for a good while. it was time for it to go. And with this phone, I paid what, $108, right? That ain't bad. Well, what they want us to do, if you give us the bank account information, we can make your payment go down to $40 a month, $30 a month. You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to be paying that. And I was like, no, because I know what they're going to do, right? And I said, well, if you don't do that, man, your payment's going to go up. It's still going to re-amount $65. However, when I got this phone activated that I'm using now, and the phone that's now been off for about a week, right? Cut off service, no longer in use. They decided to transfer that phone onto this phone as a phone line. And because of that, I only get 12 days of service for this phone, even though I'm on limited post-prepaid plan. Unlimited post-prepaid plan, which is I'm good for like a month. That is obviously not the case. So, and I found this shit out about a couple of days ago. I was like, man, I tried to make a phone call, right? Couldn't make a phone call. I needed to be picked up to make a phone call. I was like, your account has no money in it. I'm like, what? I couldn't figure out why that is. So I went up there, I told them. Then come to find out, when they called the people over the phone, the higher people above the company itself, the service people. So when I switched to this phone, they added that fucking other old phone to this phone as a phone line, which makes my bill go up to $130. What? And I knew, like, seriously, $130, even though I'm still on the same quote-unquote unlimited a month post-prepaid plan. So I only get 12 days of service, which means I got to pay $65 on the first. And then once the 12th come, which is my cutoff date / due date for this phone, I got to go and pay another $65 for the rest of the 12 days out the month that passes by. That is $130. 65 plus 65 is $130 for those that don't know. I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Well, one of the quickest ways out would go be one of those calling cards. No calling card. Well, in order for that, you got to buy a phone out the box for that to work. Because they don't have those cards available for use for phones that you get from the phone stores. Which makes no sense. You would think that they would. I strongly believe that they work the phones out the store. But they just tell you that because they don't want you getting something that's like a really good deal, which is you're just paying, your, what, $45, $50 a month for actual unlimited without going through the store. Because them stores, they going to want as much money out as possible from you. So, these payment plans that are out here, if you ask me, they downright crooked. My ex-best friend was with Cricket, right? I don't know if he's still with Cricket, but his experience was really horrible with them, just like with a lot of people. And Cricket, like, they're very rude to their customers as well. I know Boost Mobile, like, they just now starting to come back in business here, at least where I'm at. And the reason why they were gone, they weren't getting any business because of how their payment options were and their plans and much money they were screwing over people. Now, I don't know how much of that truly got fixed, but I don't really hear or see anybody going to Boost Mobile. AT&T is just as worse. They're just, they go through AOL, which doesn't even exist anymore. And because of that, a lot of people's bills go up too damn much. So, a lot of these payment options, payment plans that a lot of these companies give you, they're only good for a limited amount of time, which I think a good majority's come to find out that, and then it goes to some shitty ass deal to where you're paying so much more money. So, it's in the beginning, even then, now, yeah, they're always going to have these bad payment options, bad payment plans, no matter what. There's no such thing as a good payment option, a payment plan, because they want as much money out as possible. And when they always offer that option of the bank account, don't go for it, man, because when you give them your account, they got free, easy access to that account because the bank lets it happen. And that's an invitation for them to say, hey, I can take as much money out as possible. And when these companies do that shit, those employees in the company, they get a good bonus, man. Not just that building, but also the employees. So their pay goes up because of that. So a lot of you may want to take into consideration what I'm saying here, but there's no way to really truly get out of it. There probably never will be. I know what I want to try next month. I probably want to try getting a phone card for this phone and putting minutes on it like that. But I don't want to waste my money if it's not going to work, And I don't want to give Sprint the fucking satisfaction of $65 a month anymore, because what they doing is just fucking stupid and ridiculous. And they're like the poor people store. Because, well, actually, I think a lot of phone companies, what they do now, they go by off your credit. And for them to do that, they're going to ask for your social security number. They'll make a phone call to see what your credit is. If you got good credit, you're going to get a good phone. But you're going to get a good phone, but you're still going to end up with that shitty ass payment every month. If you have bad credit, you're going to get a cheap ass fucking phone with still the same shitty ass payment plan. Now me, I got horrible credit. So now I got a good phone. It's okay. It does cool things on here. But, $130 a month, fuck that. I'm not giving them that satisfaction. I won't go on too much longer, but it doesn't really matter what you do, because no matter what you go through with certain companies and they give you that option, don't take it. And when I mean don't take it, I'm talking about the bank thing, because a lot of people fall for that and a lot of people end up suffering because of that. But no matter what, there's nothing really you can do about it, because even if you don't do the bank account route, you're still going to end up getting a shitty ass payment deal for no matter what you're doing. So, that being said, I'm out. And one thing I left out that I forgot about is these family plans they offer. I know a lot of people don't go through those family plans. And from what I know of, and the reason for that is because at $100 a month for, I think, 4 phones or 5 phones, depending how many people are in your family living in that household, it's not even $100 a month. And from what I know of, that people that did go through that or did have that kind of plan, from what I heard about, and I haven't experienced that myself, but my knowledge from what I know of is why a lot of people that left it is because when that bill would come, they would tax on a traditional of $15 to $20 per phone line that's on that one bill. And because of that, those payments would end up going up, I think, about $300. So I do know a lot of people don't choose family plans because of that. And again, that's just another example of them stealing money as a crooked company, like all phone companies are. So there's that, and I'm officially out.